After more than 3 years of planning, 4 public consultations, and numerous industry roundtable discussions, the Personal Data Protection Amendment Bill has been tabled in Parliament. My guess is that the bill will be passed in the form as presented. The updates will take effect on 1st January 2021, and there will be no grace period to comply with the changes. So what is the most significant change for the individual and the most significant change for the organization?
For the data controller, some key changes include mandatory breach notification and potentially stiffer fines for data breaches or leak due to inadequate protective measures. However, these are offset by more flexible and generous exceptions to actively seeking consent for data collection, use and disclosure. For example, organizations can now have more flexibility in the collection, use and sharing of personal data without necessarily first seeking consent if there is a legitimate interest and it is beneficial to the public and provided it does not adversely affect the individual. This could include where data is processed for the purpose of detecting or preventing illegal activities such as fraud or money laundering, or to help in investigations or legal proceedings and for debt recovery. There's also a broader deemed consent provision if the data processing is transparent, not likely to have an adverse effect to the individual concerned, and where there is no objections by the individual. Other relief from active consent includes business improvement exception, a revised research exception such as for market research and for scientific research and development, and wider business asset transaction exception, which includes independent contractors as well. For the data subject, data portability rights gives individuals greater autonomy and control over the personal data, and that can require an organization to transfer at the individual's direction personal data to another organization. This provides convenience for the individual. For example, changing banks, telco providers, or other service providers can be even smoother and more seamless and does not require tedious refilling up of application forms. Another significant change is the greater effective control over unsolicited commercial messages under the amendments to the Spam Control Act and the PDPA. The Spam Control Act will now cover bulk sending of commercial text messages to instant messaging accounts such as WhatsApp, Telegram, and WeChat. The Do Not Call provisions under the PDPA will now prohibit the sending of specified messages to telephone numbers obtained through the use of dictionary attacks and address harvesting software.